Today, we're going to be talking about builds, but not just any build. I wanted to cover the best builds to use for the new dungeon, Ghosts of the Deep. Now that the dungeon has been out for a week, the community has been hard at work playing each encounter to see which builds are the most effective at which encounters. Today, I took what I believe to be the best build to use for each class in the new dungeon. Timestamps will be provided in case you just want to see one class, so without wasting any more time, let's dive into it. We're going to open up with what I believe to be the best class to use in this dungeon, Titan. Before this dungeon, I rarely played my Titan as I just didn't enjoy Titans a whole lot, but now I've been playing my Titan a bunch, and the build that I have for you guys will make this class a lot of fun. I'm going to recommend that you run the Infinite Heal Solar Titan build, as I've chosen to call it. This build allows you to constantly have restoration up while also having strong ad clear potential and strong boss damage. The subclass setup you'll need is on screen now, but I'll also have a dim link build in the description below if that's easier for you. When it comes down to the exotics, I'd recommend running two separate choices. The two exotics I'd run with this build are the Loreley Splendor Helm for ad-based encounters and the Synthesept Gauntlets for boss fights. If you use this build, I guarantee you will have an easy time in this dungeon. Next up, let's talk about Warlocks. Warlocks, I have a build that is going to make ad clearing easier than ever before. I recommended this build in my solo Ghost of the Deep guide and have recommended this build in countless other videos. That build is none other than the Sunbracers build for Solar Warlocks. I made a video talking about this build which can be found in the description below, but to give you the quick summary of this build, you're given unlimited solar grenades for a short amount of time when you get a charged melee kill. Not to mention the fact that those grenades heal you, which should make dying incredibly difficult. The subclass setup is on screen now if you don't already have it, and as it says in the name, you'll 100% need the Sunbracers exotic gauntlets to use this build correctly. If you want a more in-depth explanation of this build, be sure to check out my build guide for it in the description below. For the final class, we have Hunters. Unlike the other two classes, I find Hunters having two dominant builds for this dungeon, depending on how many players you're doing the dungeon with. If you're doing a solo run on your Hunter, then I should start by asking one question. Are you okay? Because you are putting yourself at a serious disadvantage for using Hunter. But if you are choosing to do a solo Hunter run of this dungeon, then the Arc Hunter Explosive Punch build, as I've called it, is the best way to go. This build is most certainly not new by any means, but it is definitely the strongest for solo play. This build will let you clear out small groups of ads easily, let you heal on kill, and is strong for boss DPS. If you need the subclass setup, you can find it on screen now. If you're doing an ad-based encounter, then run the Assassin's Cowl Exotic Helmet for the health regen and invisibility on kill, and for boss fights run Liar's Handshake. The second build that I'll recommend is better for team play, and that is the Gerfalcon Void Hunter build. I've already made a video on this build, so you can find that in the description below, but the subclass loadout is on screen now, and as the name of the build implies, you'll need to run the Gerfalcon's Hallberg exotic chest piece to make the most of this build. Well, that'll wrap up this video. If you found it helpful, then consider dropping a like and subscribing for more Destiny 2 content dropping weekly. Be sure to stop by my live streams that happen right here on YouTube weekly to hang out with me. Finally, follow me on my social media accounts for updates on my content. With that being said, I'm SniperKH, and I'm out. Good luck with gaming.